We use it, we crave it, we need it to survive. It's called salt, and it's been used in foods and medicines for thousands of years. The Chinese were harvesting salt from evaporating lakes over 5,000 years ago. In the Middle Ages, salt taxes were a major revenue source for European monarchs. Salt, or the lack of it, even helped determine the outcome of the Civil War. A severe shortage of salt in the South eventually made it impossible to preserve food and produce medicines for the Confederate Army. But like most good things, we can definitely have too much of it. Salt can contribute to high blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke. And it can poison the land and water that keeps us alive. Throughout the Greek and Roman empires, in Babylon, Mesopotamia, and Egypt, entire civilizations disappeared as salt destroyed their land and water supplies. Today, salt is choking our water supply and causing hundreds of millions of dollars in damage every year. Salinity, also called total dissolved solids, or TDS, is how the level of salt dissolved in water is measured. And by any measure, the financial impact of salinity on the nation is enormous. In the lower Colorado River Basin alone, the United States Bureau of Reclamation estimates that salinity causes more than $350 million a year in damage to the Colorado River. Salts find their way into water supplies as a result of irrigation, fertilizers, animal waste, industrial uses, and residential water treatment systems. Ironically, leftover brine from water desalting operations is also part of the problem. Salinity is a serious problem throughout the state and across the country, but it can be dealt with and eventually controlled with infrastructure improvements like these desalters, public policy initiatives, and increased public awareness. The Southern California Salinity Coalition was formed to address the problem of excess salinity in our valuable water resources. In partnership with the National Water Research Institute, along with water and wastewater agencies throughout Southern California, the Salinity Coalition will provide a unified response to salinity concerns, with informational exchanges through public workshops and technical sessions, and funding opportunities for salinity programs. The specific issues targeted by the coalition will include groundwater basin cleanup, brine disposal, wastewater impacts, watershed source control, sustainable water supplies, and research and development programs. The coalition will also develop and coordinate salinity management strategies with water and wastewater agencies throughout Southern California. Most important, the benefits of reduced salinity will help all of us. With lower cost water for residents and businesses, millions of dollars in damage to plumbing systems and appliances saved, increased crop yields, and communities that are less susceptible to drought. Even a modest reduction in salinity can mean major economic benefits for Southern California. Reducing the salt content in our imported and groundwater supplies by just 100 parts per million could result in nearly $100 million in economic benefits to residents and businesses. Salinity. It's an issue that affects every one of us every day. To learn more about what you can do about it, contact the Southern California Salinity Coalition today.